Hello everyone, Sire here. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my process video for Craft Roulette 118. This is my submission, and here are the 4 criteria that we have to abide by this time, and it is that it needs to be an A2 size card. It must contain pink with 3 other colors. It must include bugs or insects, and metallics or foils. To work with the foils, I decided to pull out my Glimmer, Spellbinder's Glimmer plate system. And I have this polka dotted, almost looks like snowflakes, and some pink foil. Right now the foil is kind of looking black, but that's just because I have a new setup I'm trying to play with, and I think the lights are too far away or whatnot. That also explains why I'm using my green mat again and not my glass mat. Because of the new lights and everything. But anyways, it is pink. Once I start moving around, you'll see the pink metallic shine. The 3 other colors that I'm picking is Lovely Lavender, Ocean Mist, and Apple Mist. And those are Gina K's, I think it's Spring Collection. And I'm just going to blend those diagonally across the page, starting with the purple on the top left, then the blue or turquoise, and the green on the bottom there, blending a little bit in between each one. So a very simple color, but it looks really nice in the end. I found that I just had to put a little bit more effort into these particular inks, and it may be because they were actually kind of light, and so getting the color on there on the smaller brushes took some time. I am then adding some water, and I'm going to dab that off with my cloth just to give it a little bit of water effect to it. You can now see the pink shining now that it's in the light, and so you can see how that metallic pink is showing up on the 3 colors there. My insect is going to be a butterfly, and I got this stamp from one of Simon Says card kits from a few years ago. It has a bunch of butterflies, and I decided to choose the largest of them, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair ink because I want to heat set this. This ink is perfect for very crisp lines as well as embossing. It has a sticky ink that stays wet a little bit, enough for you to heat or to put the powder on. I noticed that it was just not fully covered, so I just add a little bit more ink, and I'm just going to heat set that with some clear embossing powder. I really like clear embossing powder on black. It makes your image have a shine to it. Okay, so there we go. Nice, beautiful butterfly. And I'm going to color this with some Copics today. I'm going to play around with some very basic colors. I can't remember what the colors are, and this camera's moving too fast, but if you are interested, I'll see if I remember to put them in the description below. If not, write in the comments and ask me, and I'll make sure I put that in there if I don't remember. I put that light blue. It might be B00. And then I'm taking this darker color, which is probably B02, and just going over the top, creating a little bit of a shadow. And when I say a shadow, I don't mean something that actually is done correctly. I just like to add color, or like a dark line. I'm really enjoying doing that. And then I blend it in again with that lighter blue. For the bottom part, I'm going to stick with the purple, and it's BV00, and then the dark one will be BV02. I'm just doing the same thing. I'm going to color the whole thing with the lighter shade, and then I'm going to take the darker one and go around the perimeter, up the sides, and then I'm going to go right underneath where that blue wing is covering. Once that's done, I'm going to blend it in with a lighter shade, and then I decided I want that to be, under the wings, to be darker again, even more so. So I'm just going to redo that. And that's it. Very simple, and I really like how it turned out. And then for the center, I did use BG's something something. I don't remember. It moved too fast. And a darker shade of that. I did fussy cut that out, and I'm going to use that as one of my focal points of the card. But this first focal point is my sentiment, and that is going to be another Simon Says card kit or stamp set that I have, and it's going to say Sending Smiles. This one I picked because it also included a die that I can cut out that stamp. Once again, I'm going to put this into my MISTI, and I am going to use my VersaFine Clair ink to heat set this one more time. So I just love this ink. This ink is amazing. If you've never used it, you will not be disappointed. So as I did this, I realized that I didn't really like the coverage, so I was going to re-ink it a little bit more. But what I forgot was I thought that the paper was not aligned when I lifted it up, but it was. And so when I moved it, it now wasn't aligned. So I'm just going to re-stamp this again. Not a big deal, just doing the exact same side on the opposite, or the same area on the opposite side of the paper. And press down nicely and lift up slowly, and you get that beautiful, beautiful stamped image. Grabbing my clear embossing powder once more, and then I'm going to heat set that off camera. You don't need to see that. It's a little noisy. Okay, and I'm going to get my little die, and I'm going to go off camera again just to cut that. And here we go. Save my piece of paper for later. For my inked area, I decided I'm going to mat that with some black, so I'm going to tie in more black into it because my sentiment and my butterfly has lots of black on it. So adding that black matte layer just kind of ties it all in, so it's not just floating there. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to glue this layer right down to the card base. I will be adding some foam dimension to the sentiment and to my butterflies. But first, just got to figure out where I want to put them. And I was thinking about kind of overlapping them and trying to figure something cool like that. But I decided that I'll keep it simple. I'm just going to put some foam tape right behind the sentiments, right using some U-line foam tape, I should say. And I'm just making sure that there's some good coverage. I like to do that myself. And then I'm going to put that down, and before releasing the paper, I'm going to position my butterfly. And I decided for the butterfly, I also want it to be lifted a little bit. I'm just going to lift up the top wings so it looks like it's coming off the paper. And I only did one strip on at first, and then I decided on the right hand side, I'm going to add one more level or one more layer of this foam tape just to give it a little bit more height so that I now have, it's not just exactly the same height on the left and on the right, lifted up. And then I'm going to glue the rest of it down, making sure that I position it right where I want it with the sentiment. And then I'm going to take the peel off the backing of the sentiment and plop that down right exactly where I want it. Kind of centered near the bottom. Sending Smiles. So cute. I am going to zoom in to finish this card. I realize that I'm quite far away. And now I'm just going to put on some nice bling. You can see much better now with the watercolor effect on the background and the pink metallic shine. I'm not sure what kind of sequins these are. I borrowed them from a friend and I need to return them back, but I'm going to take a couple of them before I do so. And I'm just going to put 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and I think there's 1 in the middle. Just figuring it out. I might move it, I can't remember. And just deciding where I want to put it. Yeah, so I moved it up top, and that looks good. These gems actually hide. You don't see them very well because of that metallic background. I think it kind of makes it so it's blended quite nicely. They just have a little bit of texture without being too noticeable. And that's it. That is my card. So I do hope that you enjoyed this and had some inspiration and just enjoyed the process as I went along and tried to figure out how to create this card. This is a Craft Roulette submission. If you're not familiar with Craft Roulette, it is a weekly event that happens every Friday where 4 randomly picked criteria are selected, and you need to create a card using those parameters. It's a lot of fun. The people are great. The host is awesome. Just all around a lot of fun, and it really gets you using your stuff that you already have. You don't need to worry about buying new stuff. So it's just a great service, and I do recommend, if you are interested, give it a try. There's so many people that submit cards. I think last time there's over 100 and something, and everyone has a style. And so I've heard that people are kind of worried that they don't meet the standards of what people have created, but that's not the point. That's what I love about this. It doesn't matter. You can submit as long as you follow the rules. Just submit and have fun, and watch yourself grow and see what you can create. Be inspired by what other people have created. That is what I love. So yes, do what you wish to do, but I definitely take a look if you haven't seen it already. So that is it for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.